Why should we take feedback seriously whenever we are managing a project? Feedback is one of the vital key principles or vital key areas that must put into consideration while managing our project. You know, I find out that people don't always like to embrace feedback while managing their project. They having a notion, the fact that there is no need to having a feedback in your project, and this has been a big challenge for you to actualize the requirement or what is expected to deliver such particular project. But I always advise people, some of my mentees, that one of the critical ways for you to manage projects successfully well is the embrace feedback and ensure that it is done based on phases, which will enable you to know that you're actually aligning with the expectations and the requirement. But people always ignore these processes, thought that it is a waste of time, they likely to delay project. At the end of the day, they may not be able to meet up to the standard that is actually expected. You know, in initial plan of a project and expectation in the project, most times the understanding, the outcome may quite be different from the understanding from the contractor. So what do you need to do, especially align that process? Some the outcome of a project, you may not have the clarity of what you expected to deliver on that project. Yes, there is an image in you that this is what it look like that you're going to deliver. Why your client also has different image what you're likely to deliver. So on that note, you have to work in phases in order to achieve such success. Most times it's not just in agile project doesn't have a clarity. Even project that has a clear clarity is still very, very important that you also embrace feedback at every stage of your deliverables. You don't need to deliver everything. You have to deliver incrementally. If you done this, then from there, if you require they need to be reviewed, then they review it and make some suggestion. And the making some suggestion helps you for you to do better and improve on what you have done already. So you always be very, very essential and very, very important that you consider the factors of feedback. Getting feedback on your project will always be very, very important because that's what will helps you to plan better, to improve on the processes, and also helps you to do an explanation and what you are intended to achieve, why you actually follow that trend. So feedback is always very, very key factor in achieving success of a project. You will keep on engaging the stakeholders, informing them why what you have done, and if possible what you intend to do on the same project. You don't need to wait. Most times, you don't even need to wait to for them to come and ask you why did you do this. You can also inform them at the same time to let them know what you have done and what you're expected to do. It helps to build trust. It helps to make them feel that they're actually part of this project. We have seen numerous projects that I was working on. I was delivering a certain project one certain time, so I found out that there is no stakeholder that was paying attention on what I was doing. Definitely, along the line, I've been threatened that if something went wrong, then it will cost me more money if they appeared on my project and start raising some alarm on some certain questions that they are not aware of this. Why is it coming out? Why won't you have done it before? We expected that this project will have get to this stage, because they didn't understand the processes, what he had been doing for you to get to that stage. So what did I do? I find that there's an issue. So I find that this will mechanically cause an issue, but I see it as a risk of my project. So what did I do? I started engaging them to let them know, see what we are doing. I'm also sending them pictures. I'm sending them the processes, what we have done for us to get to this stage, and what we are expected to deliver within a short period of time. So, and I intentionally make sure that I get a feedback from them, follow up with them, and get the feedback to say, okay, we are in the same track. Are we hoping that this thing can be delivered on so time? And what are we anticipating on a certain period of time that you have to get it? So feedback is a very, 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 very key factors in managing a project, and you have to see it as a risk on your project. So it's a continuous risk. So you don't need to wait to deliver it all for you to engage a stakeholder for them to see, because definitely, as far as they are not following the trend of the project, especially the active stakeholders, those who are interested in what we are doing, and obviously they will say they are not aware of this. This is not what we expected. You always appear on the project. So what do you do for you to eliminate such risk in your project? You have to ensure that you are engaging them and getting feedback from the stakeholders continuously, because that's what will make you to know that they're actually in the same page in what you are delivering on your project. So what am I trying to say now? Feedback is one of the key areas that will make you not to spend above budget, not to be behind schedule, and also deliver the quality that is required on that project. So you always be very, very, so you must pay attention on getting feedback. And most time people don't like getting maybe a negative feedback on their project. So they'll feel like they feel demoralized if they're getting the negative feedback. They feel that they feel being challenged. They feel that they are expected to spend more. They feel that they don't understand what they are doing. No, that's not the essence of feedback. Feedback is an opportunity for you to improve, and for you to even to explain to the stakeholders what you are actually doing, why you are doing it, and also help you to adjust when there is need for you to adjust. So feedback is a critical factor that can never be swept away in working on your project. So it's expected that you should be continuously engaging your stakeholders, whether the positive feedback or negative feedback or even silent is a feedback. So you have to understand each stakeholders and know how you manage them, and also getting feedback continuously on a project for you to achieve your project as planned from the beginning, from the initial stage. Thank you.